In African and West Indies voodoo, repetitive musical beats are sometimes played while attempting to invoke spirits. Spiritual dances are performed. During these dances, ancient spirits are believed to take over the bodies of certain dancers. Like Christianity, voodoo acknowledges that there is only one God, and like Christianity, voodoo believes in many spirits, and these spirits are believed to have the ability to possess people. In Christianity, it is known as demonic possession. In voodoo, however, they see it as spiritual possession. It comes at a cost, as sometimes the possessed is actually ritualistically killed before re-emerging by spirit in the body of the sacrificed. They believe that in allowing spirits to possess the bodies of certain chosen people, they can gain knowledge from these spirits. In Haiti and Voodoo, the supreme god is known as Bondi, meaning good god. Bondi, or the supreme god, is considered unreachable. Because of this, voodooists concentrate on reaching lesser spirits. These spirits can be used to harm people in quests for revenge. They are sometimes allowed to possess the bodies of a family member in exchange for assistance from the spirit world. The word voodoo translates to servant of the spirits. The spirits that are contacted in voodoo are called Loya. The most notable Loya include Papa Legba. He is a guardian of the crossroads. Azuli Freda is a spirit of love. Simbi is a spirit of rain and magicians. cousin Zaka is a spirit of agriculture. The Masara are divine twins considered to be the first children of Bondi. Each of the Loya is associated with a particular Roman Catholic saint. For example, Papa Legba is associated with Saint Anthony the Hermit. Damballa is associated with Saint Patrick. Papa Legba, the guardian of the crossroads, serves as a negotiator, a mediator and sometimes a peacemaker between the spirits and humanity. Papa Legba stands at the spiritual crossroads and gives or denies permission to speak with spirits. He is believed to speak all languages of the world. He usually appears as an old man on a crutch or with a cane, wearing a straw hat and sometimes smoking a pipe or sprinkling water. The dog is sacred to him, and Papa Legba is synchronized with Saint Peter, Saint Levazus and Saint Anthony. He is always the first and last spirit invoked at any ceremony because his permission is needed before any communication between the mortals and the Loya can take place. Papa Legba opens or closes the doorway. In the 1986 film Crossroads, blues musician Robert Johnson and Willie Brown sold their soul to Mr. Legba at a Mississippi crossroads, as sung about in Robert Johnson's 1936 song The Crossroad Blues. The CIA currently estimates that approximately 50% of Haiti's population practices voodoo, though they admit it is hard to give an accurate estimate due to the fact that many voodoo churches are disguised as Catholic churches. The reason for this is that 18th century African slaves were not allowed to continue with their old traditions and rituals. Most were forced to convert to Roman Catholicism. Because of this, Haitians disguised certain voodoo churches to look like Catholic churches in order to avoid persecution from the Roman Catholic Church. Voodoo is also heavily practiced in Africa. Voodooists consider themselves servants of the spirits, but there are certain spirits that even they fear. The Adze is a vampire-like being. Like victims of vampires and alien abductions, the Adze would come for his victim as he slept. The Adze is believed to shapeshift from a firefly to a human at will, and like vampires and demons, they have the ability to possess the living. People possessed by the Adze were considered to be witches, and their lives and the lives of people around them would be negatively impacted by the possession. The Adze was believed to fly through windows and doors in fly-by form before sucking the blood out of its victims. The victim would usually fall ill and eventually die. The Alauco is a dwarf-like creature that lives in the rainforests. They are believed to be spirits of the ancestors of the people that lived there. Legend has it that they haunt the forest because they have some grudge left to settle with the living. They are thought to be quite vicious. They live in the densest, darkest part of the rainforest, and they are known for ferociously guarding their treasures, the game and the rare fruits of the rainforest. The Encyclopedia of Myth and Legend, African Mythology, describes a typical Alauco tale. One day a hunter took his wife into the forest where they had a hut and a palisade around it. When he went out to inspect his traps, he told her, "When you hear the bell ring, do not move. If you do, you will die." Soon after he had left, she heard a charming sound of a little bell coming closer, for the Alauco has a good nose for feminine flesh. Finally, a gentle voice asked to be let into the room. It was said to be a voice like a child. The woman opened the door and there was an Alauco, looking small and innocent. She offered him a banana mash with a fried fruit, but he refused. "We only eat human flesh. I have not eaten for a long time. Give me a piece of your arm." At last the woman consented, totally under the spell of the Alauco. That night her husband is said to have come back and found only her bones. Like myths from ancient Britain, African folktales talks of yombos. They are very similar to fairies. They are thought to be about 2 foot tall and be pearly white in colour with silver hair. They are thought to love to dance in the moonlight, and they feast on fish and food that they have stolen from humans. The Yombos are sometimes called the Bakna Rakna, which translates to good people. Another strange coincidence is that Scottish fairies were sometimes referred to as Dainoin Matha, meaning good neighbours. In Zulu mythology, Tikalashi is considered to be a mischievous and evil spirit that became invisible by drinking water. They were sometimes used by parents to scare children. Sometimes they were used by the shaman for more sinister purposes, such as causing illness and murder. A Nganga is a type of witch doctor, herbalist and spiritual healer which are said to have the power to banish the Tikalashi from the local area. The Tikalashi enjoys tormenting children, and in appearance it is sometimes compared to a gremlin or a goblin, although it is capable of changing its form at will. The Fon people of present-day Benin talk of an angry god that is full of hate towards humans. He is believed to inflict illness, insanity and disease. He is considered to be the divinity of smallpox, which was caused through his divine displeasure. The Yoruba people of Nigeria call him Olumu, although that is not his real name. Legend says that saying his real name out loud is highly dangerous. He is sometimes referred to as a lord of infectious disease.